What's up, my babies? Welcome to the Demigodest YouTube channel. We are going to be reviewing the Pardison Fontaine diss track, who was for his ex-girlfriend, Meg Thee Stallion. Okay, we're going to be breaking into some tea. We're going to be listening to the diss track. I'm going to be commenting on it, and then we're going to be breaking down the lyrics. This is what's in the docket for tonight, so make sure you tune in. Okay, make sure you tune in. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. Now let's get into it. I'm going to play the song off of my phone because YouTube be playing when I be pulling up music. It flags me. So bear with me. Okay. The song is called The Single. It was released November 17th, 2023. Okay. A couple of days ago.
After watching people drag your name and talk about you in unfavorable ways in order to get attention or clicks, I never thought you would do something like that to me. I'd like to apologize for no longer keeping up with your lies or supporting your habits to tell half-truths. I hope this message reaches you well. I hope you get the help you need. Look, you talk shit about Kellen, shit about Jayla and Darren. You talk shit about everybody except for the person in the mirror that's staring. You talk shit like you Keisha, then cry like a Karen. Fuck awards that you want, money you got, clothes that you wear. A whole lot happened in this last 2 years, but this is the part that you share. I just wish you tell the whole truth. When you was going through shit, how I hold you. It's gonna be okay is what I told you. I was the realest nigga you was close to. And that's real. The people that know you don't love you. The people that love you don't know you. I loved you out loud, I was vocal.
First of all, that's a hard bar. When I get to the lyrics, we're gonna break it down. But that's a hard bar. He said, first of all, he set the tone of this record. Like, it really is not meant to be a diss record. He's just not going to let her lie on his name like that. Like, and he basically is saying that if you're going to speak stuff, speak on me. Make sure you tell the whole story. Don't just tell bits and pieces or the part where I did make you feel some type of way. But it takes two to tango, sis. And I love you, and I'm going to drag you in the most respectful way, and I'm going to wish you well at the same time. So that's what the energy is for this record. But let's go ahead and go in a little further. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you.
Let me show you. Sit down for a second, girl. You need to hear this. Be for real. You ain't even realistic. Got light pole, then you started posting gym pics. The things that you're doing.
First of all, we need to talk about the Instagram models. They be getting surgery, they be doing all kind of stuff, and then they, all of a sudden there's some fitness, guru, which is all for it. If you're going to get work done, you need to make sure you work out and to maintain it, but don't be lying as if like you really worked out in the gym to get that body. Like, no, you got a little help to get there where you're at. Just be honest about it. So that I felt like that was a little catty. He was really getting in his little. He was really in touch with his divine feminine energy, and he wanted it to sting. And he was like, listen, you're not as real as what people think. But to me, I mean, what is a little lipo? If I had the money, I will do the lipo. I will do the lipo. Well, I have the money for it, but I have other things I want to do. So I don't have the money for it. But what's wrong with getting lipo? Lipo is you're just sucking out the fat on you. You're not really altering anything. If anything, to me, lipo, all plastic surgery is not healthy, but lipo to me is like a wellness thing. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you are overweight, maybe you're pre-diabetic, things like that. Anything to try to get you in the normal scales, of your body chemistry. I don't see anything wrong. To me, I would feel like liposuction out of all the other plastic surgeries is one of the safest. Make sure you go to a board certified doctor, but I don't see that as real plastic surgery. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's more like of a health thing, minus the people. Obviously, you're going to have the people that are really extreme with it. We're not going to get into that, but that was like real catty party. But anyways, let's go on.
Spend 4 hours doing glam, not a blemish. But your foundation is off. You need to fix it. Clean up your spirit.
That is a good quote. You could be cute all you want. You could reinvent yourself all you want. But if you don't reinvent yourself within, if you don't really work on yourself within, it doesn't matter, what type of clothes you got on. It don't matter, how pretty you are. It doesn't matter, the amount of plastic surgery you got. You're still going to be an ugly person. You're going to always be an ugly person until you change yourself. So.
And not just your image. I thought that's what you was doing with your downtown. When a snake shed his skin, it only changed on the outside. You got emotional hurdles. Man, the work that you need is internal. When love goes bad, can't believe it. Archive pics, you can't delete it. Damn, send me with Jada Kingdom, and then you with Jada Pink.
That was very telling for him to say that he archived the pics and he can't delete them. That lets you know, Megan, if you really want your man back, you can get your man back. Forgive him for doing a diss track. You technically did shots first. So that's him, like, because when you're really done with somebody, you're going to delete everything. You're going to delete everything, especially if you're in a new situation, which allegedly he is. You would delete them pictures. You would not keep those pictures. So there is a chance they can reconcile, but Megan has to let her pride go to the side. He got to let his pride go to the side, and they need to go to therapy together. I mean, I honestly thought they were a beautiful couple together, and then obviously we saw a lot of stuff that came out during the Tory trial and I'm pretty sure once we get on into the rest of the song, he pretty much was saying she was lying to him about certain things. So let's keep going.
Saw you pop out, wish you the best. You see me pop out, start gripping your chest. Damn, thought you was on an island, healing. I guess the new album need a villain. Brand new way for you to be a victim. And you did all of this on my daughter's birthday. Ooh, girl, you consistent. Shit, I gotta love you from a distance.
What he's talking about, she's consistent, is she literally did some foul stuff to Tory Lanez on his birthday. And she did some foul stuff to Pardi on his daughter's birthday. So that's why he's saying she's consistent. So keep going. So what is that? Honestly, Meg Thee Stallion gives me Black Widow vibes. She gives me Black Widow vibes. Like she'll love on you. She wants you to do, she wants you to be close to you for a little bit of time, of what close is to her. Cause I don't really feel, she never gave me the vibes that she doesn't really let people in on her 100%. I really feel like if she is her true authentic self, she feels like people won't accept her. And this is just based off of what I've observed online and how like everyone she gets close to, she ends up falling out with, and they end up saying, she's a really foul person and things like that. Like at that point, when multiple people are saying the same thing about you, you need to look at yourself. And if you're not looking at yourself and you're constantly blaming everybody else, that literally is narcissistic behavior. I'm not going to say she's a narcissist, but I am going to say she does have very narcissistic and vindictive ways just based off of her behavior pattern. And that's kind of sad because when she first came out, when her mom was still around, it seems like her mom was able to like will her in. And I don't know if this person, that the entertainment industry talks about is the real Megan. I feel like it's a lot of anger. It's a lot of resentment. It's a lot of hurt. She's in her early 20s. I tell people all the time, in your 20s, this is when you need to wild out because, anybody, family and friends and stuff, they'll eventually forgive you for wilding out and doing crazy stuff. These are the years where you're supposed to really figure out yourself, fall on your ass, pick yourself back up, fall on your ass again, and then, really just explore and experiment and figure out who you are, and evolve, and learn through it, as you go. So I don't know. It's just imagine that, and like you're in the entertainment industry and then you're having your little whole phase and it's all being aired out. Cause I'm pretty sure a lot of us would not want our little whole phase aired out. And that's kind of like what happened to her. And it was exposed during the Tory Lanez trial. So let's continue the song and I'll continue breaking it down.
Same nigga that you did all the tags for the beats. You let that nigga tag, let him beat. You let me give him
that's foul.
Even that, I kept discreet. I asked you to your face, did you fuck them niggas? And you swore on your
You should have told the truth.
I knew from then I couldn't trust.
First of all, why would you lie? If your man is asking you there's just so much to unpack here. If Pardi is saying what is true, which I think she did do this, okay? if she bought Pardi around her producer who she had sex with and other people that she worked with, she had sex with, and he asked his girlfriend, hey, did you have sex with this person or these people? And you deliberately lie. And then not only that, you even swear on your mama. You need to watch people that be like, I swear on my mama. Because either it really is a 50-50 chance they either telling the truth or they lying. Hi guys. If you like this video, make sure you thumbs it up. Yes, Juan, everyone doesn't have a whole face, but your 20s, you really should be having a whole face, okay? Because you're gonna look a damn fool if you're in your 40s or 50s or even older than that and you have a whole face. And let's be clear, since you're talking about that, Mr. Juan, a whole face doesn't have to be physical, by the way. It could be verbal, it could be emotional. It doesn't always have to be physical, okay? It could literally be also too, you just talk to people. You just talk to a whole bunch of people. You have commitment issues, but your 20s is where you're supposed to be growing and learning and experimenting and doing whatever. It really is. You really shouldn't be. It's good. There's people, they find the person, their love of their life, when they're kids and then they get married and they happily go off in the sunset. But that is very rare. That is really a time, your 20s is really a time for you to really explore yourself. So whatever that is. So somebody else said, the song sounded so personal. He may have left out other info, but I don't think he's lying. I don't think he's lying either, to be honest. I really don't think he's lying. I really feel like this record, he said just enough, but this was kind of like a warning to her. Like, if you keep talking, I'm really gonna air it all out. Like you could just tell based off of the lyrics, which I'm gonna break down the lyrics in real detail once we finish this. And then she wouldn't want to be introduced to females he smashed. She had a whole issue with Tori flirting with other women and they weren't together. Exactly. That's why I said earlier before you guys came in, I don't feel like she's a narcissist. She gives me Black Widow vibes. Like, I don't know if you guys know about the Black Widow spiders, but they get all close to their male companions until they get pregnant and then they kill them. I'm not saying she's killing people, but she basically falls out with people, like she's just very weird to me. But she does come off as the type of person where I want to do me, but I don't want you to do you, and if you do you, I'm going to have an issue with it. That's how she comes off to me. I don't know. You guys got to roll back the beginning of the live to see what I said, because I said a lot about Megan before I started going in deep, listening to the diss track. So I'm going to go and continue it. Okay.
More lies from the lips of a lover. Same lips that I got tatted on my shoulder. Even then, I kept my composure. I was supposed to. This the girl that I'm trying to propose to. Asked Greg, you and I had picked out a ring. Then you lied in my face. Went on TV and then lied to Gayle King. I found out with the rest of the...
She sure did lie. She lied. She went on Gayle King and she said she didn't smash Tori, and then it came out she smashed Tori and everybody else in the industry. Girl, see, here's the thing. Here's the fucking thing. This is what I don't understand with people in today's time. All right? I don't understand this. I really don't understand this. If you are honest with someone in the beginning of the relationship, like, hey, let's have an open relationship, or, like a lot of people, I'm not saying this falls for everybody, but a lot of people, I feel like in today's time, if you're just honest on like what your intentions are, like they'll be okay with it. I think what people get upset when it's like they think, oh, we're in a committed relationship, but then you're out doing your own thing. It's the lying thing. You got to give people the opportunity to accept, like, hey, it's okay. We can have an open relationship, or you know what? This relationship could be open. I'm not going to go and do my own thing. You could go do your own thing. Or it could be like, you know what? I'm not going to be serious during this time. I'm going through a lot, but I'm feeling you. You my main person. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be honest. I don't like how this generation, millennials and like the Gen Zs and all of that, I don't like how people are not, and I'm not going to say everybody, but it seems like with the dating community, and even when I look on social media, people talk about the dating community and how, it's just not what it used to be, right? There's not a lot of quality people with morals. I really feel as if people will be a little bit more honest You know, you could prevent heartbreak, you could prevent resentment, anger, and all of that, and just destroying somebody's like self-confidence, you know, because being cheated on and being lied to when you're being 100% open to someone, that's very devastating. Like heartbreaks is not easy for anybody, even a fucking like narcissists get mad when you know you grow your strength and you done with their bull crap, you know, even their feelings get hurt too, even though they really are technically not supposed to feel feelings, right? Because their thing is more about power. But like I don't know, this generation is just really bonkers. Yeah, she should have just been honest with him. But honestly, this is where I'm gonna play devil's advocate. This is where Pardi should have really taken notes and really investigated her, because I've been a Meg Thee Stallion fan, and don't get me wrong, just because I'm doing this video doesn't mean that I don't like Meg Thee Stallion. But one thing about me is I'm going to hold people accountable. I'm not going to be one of those fans that just be blind and be like, oh yeah, you know, my favorite celebrity or my favorite artist, like everything that they say is golden. No, I'm about realism. I'm about being a genuine person. But if he really listened to her mixtapes and he listened to her albums, she talked about being a hoe. She talked about being a freak. She talked about rotating men. She talked about, you know, possibly being bisexual. Okay. She talked about all of that. So why would you think that that's not real? One thing I will say, there's not a lot of artists that's genuine when it comes, well, rap artists that's genuine in their songs. Like their lyrics, but Megan writes her stuff. And like one thing I could say, like Nicki Minaj, when she says stuff, you gotta really be a person that is really into lyricism to really understand what's going on. That's an artist. Like when she says shit in her songs, it don't be hitting right then and there, because she kind of like says shit before shit hits the fan. Meg Thee Stallion's the same way. Kendrick's the same way. Tupac was. J. Cole's the same way. Even Drake be talking. You know, he be lying too sometimes, but he be talking too. You know, it's just like there are certain core artists in the rap industry. It's like you really got to listen to their lyrics. You really got to break down their lyrics. And especially when they're being consistent, when they say the same thing over and over again, obviously like evolving as they grow as an artist, but like everyone has their core like things about them. And she's always came off like she's a pimp, you know, she's this hot girl, right? The hot, y'all need to look into all of this. Like he should have known that she was, you know, hot in the pants. So, but let's keep going.
World, God treated you like a queen.
Don't be playing with me.
Whole time I'm a clown in the circus. I tried to pull you up out the mud. Here you are trying to drown me on purpose. You know the devil was a serpent. For some streams and views, girl, I hope it was worth it. Same for Megan Thee Stallion. This is for Megan the person. Had me beefing with niggas, you know you was fucking beautiful girl, but your soul is disgusting. You got
I agree with you,
but
Juan.
still ain't happy. That should be showing you some. High detectives, girl, you the feds. Not in your house, not in your bed. You lying to people, you sick in the head.
Yes.
You could be honest. Talking about me in some game, like I was just out here doing my thing. Way that you paint this picture's a shame. How many times did I catch you texting?
I agree with you, Juan.
Did you first? I did to me.
Everything you said is correct.
Out the country, ain't called for days. To my mind, we had party ways.
Now, when he talks about she flew out the country and he thought they had parted ways, I believe he's talking about when she flew out to Europe to, I think he's like a soccer player or whatever. It was like on the gram. It was on social media. She was on some date with somebody. I think that's what Pardi is talking about here. So, and she probably thought it wasn't going to get back to the US, but it got back.
Back moving awful strange. In the effort to fix it, I took all the blame. Like I always do. Apologize for shit that I know I ain't do. How you want grace and like empathy? Even
Actually, Juan, I'm actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, because you said she's a narcissist by definition, you know, now that I think about it and what he just said right here with his lyrics, how he said he's always apologizing, even for stuff that he didn't do, a narcissist will make you do that. A narcissist breaks you down and makes you, even though you're truly the victim, they will break you down to a point where you either get to, there's several layers to it, because I dated a narcissist and it took me years to get out, like to deprogram myself from that. So for him to say those lyrics, that lets me know she is a narcissist, because they break you down to a point where you feel like it's only about them. Everything is about them. You lose yourself when you're with them. And then when you guys start to fight and they get to manipulating you, you just want to take the blame because you don't want to fight anymore. And that is like textbook behavior. So you know what? I'm going to take my comment back and say she only had narcissistic behavior. No, she is a narcissist. Definitely, she's a narcissist. And you know what? Now that I think about it, because he said that he guesses, like in the lyrics, he guessed the new album needs a villain or whatever. That I'm going to say, because narcissists also like to play the fact, they'll make everybody else believe that they're the victim, even though you're really the victim. And that's how she's come off. Like every situation, every celebrity she's fell out with, it's always everybody else picking on her. She never takes any accountability for anything or anyone. And he calls her out on this song about it. And I mean, the proof is in the pudding. When we looked at the Tory Lanez, trial, and even before the Tory Lanez trial, when she fell out with Nicki Minaj, when she fell out with Tiana Taylor, when she fell out with 1501, when she fell out with Kelsey, her best friend, when she fell out with Jonathan, her hairstylist. There's so many fucking people she's fell out with. When she fell out with the Kardashians. And it's like, how come in all these stories you're the victim? There's no way you're the victim of all these stories. Like every situation, there's no way you're the victim in all of those. Now, I'm not going to say she's not a victim in some of them, but you're a victim. Like, I feel like the 1501 thing, she's definitely a victim in that. But at the end of the day, if I'm playing devil's advocate, you shouldn't have signed that contract, child. So it's like, you got to weigh the pros and the cons. But yeah, she is a fucking narcissist. Now that you said that, I agree.
Tell this, damn, not your enemy. I'm returning the vibes you're sending me. I wanted me and you to work more than anything. I still want your well-being more than anything. You can still hit my mama for anything. The breakup was clean. You made it a mess. I never.
First of all, for someone to say you can still hit up my mom, even though we broke up, and he literally said their breakup was clean, but now she's making it messy. That man really loves Meg Thee Stallion. And honestly, I feel like if she went back to him and apologized, I feel like he would take her back. I'm being honest. And if I'm being real, I feel like their situation, they should have met later down the road after she heals and grieves and does all her wild shit, because you can't deny the fact that they were a very cute couple. And it seemed like he was really good for her. And it just got all messed up with all the chaos with, the 1501 stuff, with the Tory Lanez stuff, with falling out with all the celebrities, with, basically her being exposed for being a little hoochie mama, a little hot in the pants. It just was a lot. And then her lying too. So I just feel like this might be a situation where it's like, I feel like this is going to be for Megan. This is going to be the person that got away. And like for Pardi, I feel like this is like his first true love, just based off of the lyrics that he's saying. I'm not going to say like, because he does have a child. So I'm not going to say his baby mama and him didn't have like a good relationship or a loving relationship. But you could really tell this situation and how he moved and how he carried himself and how he loved her out loud, like he said in the lyrics. You cannot say that this man wasn't head over heels for this woman. Okay. Now, let's continue because we're almost done. I got 46 seconds left on here.
Planned on saying anything. I see you take shot after shot, but never see you swallow a drop of accountability. You fall out with everyone in your vicinity. Is that depression or is it hostility?
Yikes. Now, I want to break this down too. How he said, is it depression or hostility? And how she falls out with everyone in her vicinity, meaning everyone close to her. So I already just explained the part how she falls out with everybody, right? I definitely agree with he's asking a question, is it depression or hostility? I really feel like it's all of it, because this girl is grieving. I feel like she's angry. She's still upset, about she's upset for being exposed. She feels she lacks accountability. She's grieving the loss of her mother, and her other relatives, even losing her best friend and like her close friends. That's a lot. Imagine all of that, like going through all of that and then being under a microscope. So this is where I do have grace for her. But where I get a little side eye and I look at her crazy is because she doesn't take accountability, and it's just like, you're sick. I agree with him. Like he says she's sick in the head. You are sick in the head. And that's not saying like something's chemically imbalanced with her. It's just saying like that is sick behavior, sick mentality. And if you think that is okay, something is wrong with you. And if so many people have said the same thing about you and you still think nothing is wrong with you, you're really sick. Then maybe you do have something chemically wrong with you.
Had me beefing with niggas, you know you was fucking beautiful girl, but your soul is disgusting. You got everything,
okay, I'm reading y'all comments.
Happy. That should be showing you some. High detectives, girl, you the feds. Not in your house, not in your bed. You lying to people, you sick in the head.
Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and end the song. Okay, I'm reading y'all comments. He could have made it real disrespectful, but he wrote it in a way where he still has some respect for her. Yes, I agree with that. In the beginning of my video, I said that he set the tone like he really didn't want to do this diss record. This is kind of like a warning to her because you got to think about it. He saw a lot of shit. And I'm pretty sure the way she moves and how two-faced she is, I'm pretty sure he has a lot of dirt on her, So this is more of a thing like, I wasn't going to say anything. And he even says it in the lyrics. He wasn't going to say anything, but she's trying to paint like as if he's the villain. Like he harmed her during all this stuff, like this Tory Lane stuff and everything. Which you got to think about it too, is people are going to automatically be on her side because of her celebrity. Like, I don't know if you guys watch Armand Wiggins. Like, I swear to God, he's like one of my idols on YouTube. And he talks about this. You got to realize when you are a celebrity and you're dating someone that is not a celebrity, and I'm not saying that Pardi isn't a celebrity. He obviously is in the entertainment industry. But when you compare their stardom, it's like this. You know what I'm saying? Like he's more of like underground celebrity and she's mainstream. You got to think about your fans, like especially your cuckoo fans. Like they're going to attack every person that they feel like is out to get you. It's kind of like Nicki Minaj fans, the Barbs, which I'm a part of the Barbs, but I always like to say I'm not the crazy Barbs. It's like every little thing that they feel like, oh, Nicki is beefing with that person, they go and attack that person. You got to be real. Like if you're going to date someone that's not on the same level, you got to look at like some fans is really crazy. They'll attack people. They be going underneath people's social media saying hurtful things. They'll find their family members saying hurtful things. Some of them are cuckoo. They be finding people addresses, things like that. So you can't play like that. And I don't think that's fair. And when I was looking online, they were definitely dragging Pardi for this diss track. And to me, they were like talking about his delivery. They were like talking about his lyricism and all of that, and basically calling him corny. And my thing is, take away the fact that he's a man. Let's take away that fact. If she was beefing with a girl, Nicki Minaj took shots at her. Other artists took shots at her. JT from City Girls took shots at her. So it's like he brought it back to the table. She started it. She brought up that lyric in Cobra talking about she caught him cheating, getting his equipment sucked on the bed that they live in, the house that they share, right? Which he literally is saying in this song, that ain't how it happened. But he did admit to cheating. But he's saying that's not how it happened though. So, and my thing is, I don't believe Pardi cheated on her. Like she's painting this picture as if she was faithful, but if we all watch that trial, that Tory Lanez filed, you clearly was not faithful during this relationship. I feel like after all that stuff came out, he was like, well, shit, you out here doing you, I'm gonna do me. There's only so much you could take. There's only so much you could fucking take from somebody. So it's just like, that's embarrassing. And being a man and you're holding a woman down, you're loving someone publicly, and then basically you holding down the whore, it's just, it don't look good. And like it's just a lot. It's a lot to unpack here. It really is a lot to unpack. Okay. Somebody said he's her person. She's not finding another party. Yeah, she's not finding another party at all. At all. You could tell that she was really, really happy before all this crap went down. But honestly, if she didn't want this to go down, y'all might hate me for this. I'm about to play devil's advocate here. Is she could have not said, because honestly, once she got on that live and she said that Tory shot her, then that's when, that gave, California, because she wasn't talking. She didn't want to talk to the authorities like that, but she was saying that Tory was putting out stories and all this other stuff, allegedly. And then once she went on that live and she said Tory shot her, then that's when California had the evidence to go ahead and prosecute him, because they didn't have evidence before, because Kelsey wasn't talking, that bodyguard wasn't talking, that driver wasn't talking. Nobody was talking. Kylie and them weren't talking. Nobody was talking. But the minute she went on that live, it opened up and it gave them, she kind of started it and opened up that thing. But at the end of the day, if he really did shoot her, which we ain't gonna get into that, but if he really did shoot her, you should want someone to get justice. But at the same time, even that situation is sticky too. So I don't even want to get into that. I just feel like anyone that is around her is gonna get burned. She just needs to be by herself for a while. Pardi is just like Will Smith, the same person that wanted what they wanted, don't want them the same, but they made that commitment to be there for them, even if it sacrifices their public image. Well, the only difference though between Will Smith and Pardi is Pardi left. Will Smith is still with Jada Pinkett. Pardi left. And honestly, if I'm being real, I'm going to be fair and I'm going to allow grace to Megan. I feel like she has an opportunity to change her life around, but she really needs to work on herself. She really needs to have people around her that really love her, that really is going to tell her about herself. And she got to accept it. She got to swallow her pride. She has to have people on her team to tell her about herself. I mean, seriously, tell her like this sucks. You're being an asshole. You need to stop drinking. You need to do this. Stop lying. She needs people that's going to keep it 100 with her. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. Everybody needs a good yes man here and there, but like the majority of her team needs to be people that like really is going to tell her about herself. That's the only way she's going to learn. The only way. But I don't know who's going to want to be around her team, because it's like every person that gets close to her, she falls out with them. And then it's just messy. It's just real messy. Someone says, to commit to a person, they should get the same in return. Absolutely, they should. But as I said before, there are some people that they do get into relationships and they're okay with their partner dating other people and they don't care. At the end of the day, that's why I said you should have a conversation with your partner. If that's not like, find out what commitment looks like. Because commitment looks like, listen, common sense is not common nowadays. So you need to have that conversation with your partner. Like, what is commitment to you? What does commitment look like for you? What does commitment looks like for us in this relationship? Sad to say you have to have those conversations nowadays, but you should, to avoid the chaos. Because like I said, the dating pool is crazy out here. I just saw his video, never heard of him till today. He's a writer. So Pardi is a writer. He's been in the industry for a while. He's a writer. He's written for a lot of people. You got to look him up online. He is one of the writers in the entertainment industry for music, and like he also has done a little bit of acting. I understand fandom, but you got to be objective. Dragged for cheating, then dragged for saying his side. Exactly, I agree. But that's what I was saying. She needs to be like a little bit more cautious. Why would you say that in your song? Your fans is about to drag this man. That's what I was saying. I can't be on her side on that, and then it's just like, honestly, I don't even believe stuff that come out her mouth, because there's been too many instances of her lying. And it's like, if you're gonna go on national TV and lie, and then especially if you're gonna lie on your deceased mom, I'm not gonna believe anything you say. I just think that's the epitome of disrespect. I say put it on the other foot. If Pardi put out the song accusing Meg of cheating, and if she responded the same way Pardi did, people should be cheering for her. Exactly. I think it's a perfect way to do it. She put it out in a song. He wasn't messy. He didn't get on no live or anything. He didn't do no interview. He put it right in the music. He kept it right in the music. And I think it was a phenomenal job. I like the delivery. I like what he said. And basically he gave her a warning. Stop playing with me. That's what he said, flat out. Stop playing with me. He said it in the most respectful way. And as I said earlier, I feel like he still wants her. I do want to say this because I did not play this at the end. I'm looking at the lyrics here. You know what? I could show my screen. I want to go over this one little tiny part. What the fuck? Okay. Because I stopped the song because I didn't want to hear the chorus again, but I do want to go over this part here. You know, the devil was a serpent. For streams and views, girl, I hope it was worth it. This ain't for Meg the Stallion, this for Meg the person. So he is alluding to the fact she has multiple personalities, which is fine. You know, you have Meg the Stallion, the person, that the entertainer, but then Megan is the actual person. But I do want to go over here, this lyric in particular right here. I thought this was very clever for him. First of all these lyrics was very clever. He was an awesome writer, and very articulate. You know, the devil was a serpent. This is what I talk about in her team that is like going to tell her about herself. I honestly, if I was in her team, I would have told her this was not a good look for her to have her lead single like named as Cobra. And here's why. If you already have a million beefs with people in the entertainment industry, people have already seen like your character was basically shot down to smithereens with the Tory Lanez foul, right? That was just the icing on the cake for people. Why would you come out with a song called Cobra? Even though if you follow Meg Thee Stallion, she tried to take on a positive connotation to it. She like brought up the symbolism, you know, of like different cultures and how it means, you know, renewal and rebirth and all this other stuff. But like, you gotta think about the people that don't like you. Not only that, just people in general, right? Why would your lead single, why would you come out, why would you name your lead single Cobra and then you over here a snake? You are literally embodying a snake. You're crawling out of a snake in your music video. And why would you do that? In my eyes, I would have told her all of what I'm saying right now. And I would have said people were going to correlate this with you being a snake ass person, just based off of your behavior pattern and what you have done in the past. They're going to associate you with being a snake. Like, it doesn't matter you trying to repurpose, you know, it seems like she was trying to rebrand herself, but to me, it fell very short, in my opinion. I would have never, I would have said, no, 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 this isn't a good look. She should have named it something else. And then I like the fact he mentions the snake again. He says something about the snake sheds its skin on the outside, but something about the inside, right? Where the fuck is it? I know he said it because I listened to this diss track multiple times. Where is it though? Here it is. When the snake sheds its skin, it only change on the outside. You got emotional hurdles. So in the music video, this is why he's very articulate. In the music video, she's literally crawling out of the skin. Like I said before, she was trying to rebrand herself, repurpose herself, trying to take the positivity out of being a cobra. Like that's the beginning of the song. She's crawling out of the snake's stomach. And he's saying here, just because the snake is shedding its skin, it only changed the outside. It don't change the inside. So you're not rebirthing yourself, rebranding yourself, because you haven't done the inner work that you need to do, because the same stuff that you were doing to other people, now you're doing it to me, and I actually really loved you. And then if we're going to play devil's advocate, right? If we're going to play devil's advocate here, he literally was telling her, like, how do I put this? I want to say this in a nice way. This may come off as a bash and Meg thing, but it's not. I'm just really I'm sorry. I am a little biased. I am on Pardi side because he seems like a really sweet guy and he seems like a good person. He always seemed like positive, like he has positive energy and wants the best for like people he loves. which is very interesting. I wonder what the dynamic is between Cardi, Meg, and Pardi, because if you guys don't know, Pardi was Cardi's ghostwriter. I don't know if they still work together or whatever, but that came out. And, Cardi did a song with Pardi. So that'll be very interesting, what the dynamic is between those three, because Cardi knew Pardi first, but clearly Megan and Cardi are friends too. So that got to be a very awkward position Cardi is in. But anyways, these, I do want to break down this too, right? So he said, clean up your spirit and not just your image. I thought that's what you was doing with your downtime. Shit, I thought so too. I thought she was cleaning up her spirit. I'm telling you, she's not going to do what she needs to do because she doesn't have people around her that's telling her about herself. If she really had people in her team that was telling her about herself, she wouldn't be moving the way she's moving. It doesn't matter how fine she is, because she's a very beautiful woman. Until she really works on herself, honestly really works on herself, like go through some deep therapy, go on a spiritual journey, get shit, I don't fucking know, get a shaman involved, talk to your ancestors, see if you could channel your mother, or whoever else then left. I don't know. Until she really works on herself, she's going to continue this toxic ass cycle. And I don't know how she's really going to thrive in this industry, because most of the people in the industry don't really fuck with Megan like that. Like, she owes a lot of people apologies, if we're being real. Let me read y'all comments. Thank you for being open-minded and having common sense. Thank you. It wasn't. And I'm sorry, but I can't take a person. Hold on. I can't take a person seriously about mental health when your hook is about fucking. You hit that right on the nail. Well, as I said before, she always said she was a freak. She ain't lied. She always talking about she freaky. She always talking about that. So are we surprised? See, I'm not surprised, because I am a person, I really like people that are lyricists. I really look at lyrics. Like, I'm really like I love the art of music, right? I love everything that comes into music, but I really am interested in how people write, because I'm a writer. I really like to break down stuff, like to make sure that it makes sense, and then also could tell if people got ghostwriters, because you're able to tell what people's bodies of work. There's a difference, like with the, like if you follow an artist from like start to finish, right, until like they first come out until, let's just say, they retire, right? You're able to tell if they have ghostwriters just based off of their consistency, because if you're a true writer, you're going to have a certain style about yourself. And if you notice someone, like their style is always changing, like you'll have some people, they're a rap artist, right? But then they're doing a pop, and then no, they're doing electric, and then they're doing all that. They're working with writers. That's not really them. It's not really them. But she has been consistent with what she said. She's basically said she was she claimed she was a pimp, but she really should change that. She was a hoe. That's the whole irony about it. But she's been very honest about who she is. So me, when I dissect people music, like I believe in what they say. She's been consistent. That's been consistent about her being a freak, rotating people, not really letting people close to her. That's been her lyrics. So are we really surprised she falls out with people? Are we really surprised that she really can't be in no long-term relationship? Are we really surprised that she out here, spreading her hot pocket all over the world? Are we mad? I'm not mad about it. I feel like she owns it in her music. And my thing, if I'm an artist, why do I need to tell the world I'm a hoe? I already said I'm a hoe in my music. If you listen to me, you already know I'm a hoe. So it is what it is. My only thing is, she made it seem like she was so in love with Pardi, which I think she was in love. That's why I feel like this is just the right person, wrong time. And Pardi's gonna be the person that got away for her. And it might be one of those situations. It could be like a prime example could be Nelly and Ashanti. Nelly dogged her out in the early 2000s. Ran off, did he marry that lady that he had all them kids with? But anyways, he had a whole bunch of kids. He didn't want to marry Ashanti. He didn't want to give her no babies. Now look at them. Decade later, they back together. they look so happy, they thriving, everybody's supporting them. So it might be one of those situations. It's like sometimes you got to grow away from, like, that doesn't mean that they aren't each other's person, but sometimes you got to let somebody go. And then sometimes you guys are just not each other's match. So it might be one of those situations, because I can't lie, I'm an energetic person, energy level. I really feel like those two are meant for each other, but I don't want Pardi with her right now. He need to go do his own thing. He need to heal, and she needs help. Maybe she needs to get on some medication too. If we're being real, because just based off of her lyrics, like her last project, she's talked about wanting to kill herself. I shouldn't have said that. Wanting to unalive herself, and having anxiety, having depression. So maybe you need to get on some medication and don't be doing, drugs or alcohol and things like that. Like, really do that and really do some heavy therapy, you know. So that's my thoughts on it. So it's a narcissist video. She projected being a snake on other people, even though she is a snake. That's what I said. That's the first thing I thought. I was like, "Ooh, baby, no. What are you doing?" Because I thought, honestly, at first, when she was previewing, hinting on Instagram, about this is what she was doing, I thought, okay, this could actually work in her favor if it's executed right. But it wasn't executed right at all. She's still playing a victim in it. Yeah, everyone has a style in their compositions. Yep, absolutely. I wish her all the best. I wish Cardi all the best. I wish people would stop dragging him. There's two sides to every story. Why is it okay for Megan to fucking down him in a record and he can't defend himself? I think that's whack. And to me, that doesn't demasculate him because he did a diss track. I mean, my thing is, if I'm an artist too, even though I'm not on the same scale as you, I'm going to shoot you back on there because I love you, but I'm not going to let you play me in front of the public. I'm going to show my skills too. I'm going to do it in a respectful manner, and I'm going to shoot your ass back too. The real interesting thing is, I don't think she really going to shoot back at him because she knows he has a lot of dirt. And as one of you guys said earlier, Pardi did not, he could have said more stuff, but he didn't. I really feel like he could have said more stuff too. Because you got to think about it. You also got to think about it too. He was with her when she was heavily drinking. And I don't know if you guys seen on social media, there was a couple videos that got out, but then they got wiped off the internet where it looked like they were on a boat or something. And she was really fucked up. I don't know if she was crossfaded or what, but she looked like she was physical with Pardi. She looked like she was physical with him. So I'm going to say allegedly, but in that video, it looked like she was she be hitting on him or has hit on him in the past. So that's all I'm gonna say. If that come out, y'all heard it here from me. But that's my take on it, pretty much. But I hope you guys subscribe and tune in. My next video, I'm gonna do Drake's his what is it called? He did the deluxe album. What is it called? What is it called? Scary, what is it? Scary Hour? Oh, For All the Dogs, Scary Hours edition. Yeah, that's the next one I'm gonna do. But not tonight. Not tonight. I'm tired. I don't want to go to the gym. Hope you guys have a good night though. Thank you for conversating with me. I really appreciate that. Oh yeah, she put hands on him. Yeah. Honestly, actually, before I get off, this is what I'm saying. Like that video, I saw that video online, right, on social media, and then I really feel like her team got it offline. But somebody on there screenshotted that. Somebody screen recorded that. But when you think about it, even in the Tory Lane situation, she put her hands on that man. So when I saw that video of Pardi, and he was trying to console her in that video, and somebody had blocked the camera, but it looked like she was swinging to hit him. So allegedly, I'm gonna say alleged. So yeah, she definitely is gotten physical. So if she got physical with him, if she shoots back, he need to listen, if she shoots back at him, he need to throw her ass under the bus Fill it all out. Do a part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5 of this record and call it a day. Or do an interview, national interview on her. That would ruin her career though. What's left of it. But yeah, I'm about to get off. Have a good night or good morning or good afternoon. I don't know where you guys are at, but it's nighttime here. It's 7:03. I gotta go to the gym. But thanks for talking to me. I appreciate it.